Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be the movie Palm Springs, Hulu's original movie. Let's get into it now. The starring cast member is Andy Samberg and Kristen Milotti. Andy Samberg plays as Nyles, and Christine Milotti plays as Sarah. Now you have co-stars Camila Mendez. She plays in the Netflix film called Desperate Lives um, as Talia, and you got Tyler Hoechlin. He plays as Abe, which is the soon-to-be husband of Talia. Uh, Tyler Hoechlin, I seen him in he was in the movie Hall Pass, and also he played on a hit series on MTV, Teen Wolf. And then you also have J.K. Simmons. He does the farmers insurance commercials. He plays as Roy on here. So let's get into it. Now, whenever I watch a movie from Hulu, it's normally like low budgeted. I guess they trying, and it's always some type of quirky type movie. So this is like a comedy quirky type movie. So the other movie I watched on Hulu was called The Art of Self Defense with Jesse Eisenberg. Real quirky movie. I don't even think I did a review for that movie. Real quirky, supposed to be a comedy, kind of dark in a sense. It just was kind of pointless for me to even do a review on it. I do see some people online did do review for it, but I thought it was pointless. So this movie, I just thought, I mean, why not? I watched it. It was quirky, kind of dumb, something to watch. Not even necessarily something to watch. I guess you just watch it because. But okay, let's get into the story. So you got Nyles and Sarah. Okay, it starts off straight from the gate that Nyles is waking up. He's with his girlfriend. They're in a hotel, and you find out that they're at a wedding resort. Well, they're going to be going to a wedding. It's at a resort. His girlfriend is actually a bridesmaid at the wedding. So you see him and his wife, him and his girlfriend is disconnected, and it gets to the wedding, and then he pretty much gives this. He's not even. He's just a guest. He comes up and gives this real good wedding speech because the maid of honor, which is the sister, Sarah, she was kind of like stuck, and she was kind of standoffish the whole party, and pretty much, she was dissing the guys that were coming up to her trying to dance, and he came along and pretty much, intertwined with her. He was, became interesting to her, where she was putting everybody else off, and then come to find out, she was like, "Well, isn't your girlfriend going have a problem?" And he showed her his girlfriend was pretty much having messing with somebody else that was already at the wedding. So he was snooping in on her, and then they ended up going off in the desert somewhere and making out. And then when it was ready to do, out of nowhere, a guy came and shot him with a bow and arrow in his back and then in his leg. And so he started to roam off, and he hid from the guy, and the guy was pretty much like, "Hey, I'm gonna find you." And when he said that I'm gonna find you, he knew who he was. And then she was all hysterical, like, "Whoa, what happened? Like, why is somebody trying to, kill you?" And he told her, "Go back." And you see him crawling into this cave, into a light or whatever. And he told her don't to go back and don't follow him. And then the cave, you see, sucked him in. All of a sudden, it just flashed over to the next morning, and the whole day started over again. Only this time, it started over with the girl, Sarah, and she like, "Whoa, what happened?" And then she's seeing like, okay, I already did this day before. How is this happening again? And she seen him in the pool, and she went after him and pretty much like, oh, what did you do? What's going on? He was like, I tried to tell you not to come in, and you came into this space where what happens is that anybody that goes through this world that they went in, they keep reliving the same day every day, and it doesn't change. So the whole movie goes through this whole process of both of them finding each other, and they both living through the uh, the same day every day, and it got a lot of little funny moments during that process that you'll chuckle with when they're going through all these different phases, and then you find out that the guy that shot him with the bow and arrow is Roy, and he's been stuck um, in this waking up every day as well, and he's upset. So that's why he keeps trying to kill the guy. So he kills him, and when you die, you still wake up the next day and live it over again. So Roy is upset because he had he's at his older age, he had twins, and he's not going to be able to see his twins live. So Sarah, on the other hand, she's determined, I'm gonna figure out how to break the cycle. So she uses her day to day that wakes up to figure out how to break the cycle, and she finally came up with something. Meanwhile, Nyles, he's in love with her, and while he's in love with her, he's pretty much telling her, hey, yo, I need you. He's pretty much telling her, I don't want to break this up. And so he ended up confiding in to fix the cycle, you got to go through the little quantum realm thing and blow it up with some C4, and then it offsets the cycle. And pretty much they go back to normal life at that point. And meanwhile, Roy, the girl told him, Sarah told him about it, and Roy's still stuck in that cycle, but he find out that they made it out. So then you left to figure Roy's eventually going to go through the cycle himself and break himself out of the cycle. So it was a quirky movie. It was okay. Out of my 4-star rating system, I'm going to give this a 1.5 out of 4 stars. It's not a much watch. It's just something to watch just because. Hulu is trying. So I guess they start getting more creative people. They could come up with some decent movies for these low budget films. Subscribe and like to the channel. Leave a comment if you've seen it. Till next time.